Hi, it's Empress Rose. Welcome to our collective reading. Take what works, leave what doesn't, and any interaction with the channel is fabulous and wonderful, and I just really appreciate being able to tap into spirit and into this energy collectively and together. So thank you for being here. Whoop, right off the bat, we've got Moonology flying on the floor. And no, I think that's the only one actually I'm going to take from there. Oh, well, it was two, so there we go. Hold your vision. I love this card so much, even though I'm not a good fan of holding. I'm not really good at holding my vision. I get discouraged a little easily sometimes. But so here we're going up here, but this is the peak we're going, but we wanted to go to the tallest peak. And that's going to take a little bit more. So you're headed, keep going where you're going. You're headed in the right direction. It's fixed moon. You're going where you're going and just stay on the path. No need to detour. You might need to up your effort a little bit. You might need to go a little further than you thought you were going to go. You might need to up your effort more than you feel like it. Sorry. But yeah, so hold your vision. Keep going. You might get a little altitude sickness or something like that, but keep going. It'll be worth it to get to where you're going. So yeah. A personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. So family vibes, home vibes. And something coming to a conclusion. Yeah, you're going to see everything that you need to see. Maybe not everything will be revealed, but everything that needs to have happened or needs to have been said or needs to have been done is going to get done. And it could be related to, I kind of feel like these are pretty separate energies. That's what I felt when they came out. Very separate, but together, if we do want to read them together, and I feel like as a reader that might be important, stick with someone, stick with something for a little bit longer, just so you know. So even if it's like an ending of some kind, you know, just so you know, like you did everything you could or you tried everything you could. But it also seems like, you know, it more seems like someone that you want to stick with, which isn't everybody, right? We got to like move on and make space for other people in their lives when some people aren't really, I don't want to say like some people aren't bringing something, but, you know, after a while of allowing different phases in relationships, sometimes it's time to let someone go. This is not that. This is someone that you're sticking with. It could be a family member. You're not giving up on them. You really want to maybe do something with them or heal something. Maybe you want to heal something with them and just keep going. Don't give up on this person. The end is in sight. The conclusion, the results, they're almost, it almost seems like you are, yeah, it's like just going a little further. Take it a little further. It's like you're almost there with someone or some kind of relationship. If there's tumult, don't give up. It's the resolution is coming to the problems. Could just be like an internal growth too. I mean, Cancer always gives family vibes, but I'm also seeing like an internal growth. You know, maybe you're wanting to have a more positive mindset, or maybe you're wanting to be more determined or something. You are going to get there. Don't stop any sort of personal goal you have right now. Sometimes ideas like getting sober or something like that come through here. So don't give up. Keep trying, keep holding on. You're going to get where you need to go. That almost seems a guarantee, not a guarantee, but if you don't give up, you're going to get where you're going to go. That's what we're seeing here, the resolution. Oof. Oh boy. Damn. All right. We've got grief and ghosts. Grief and ghosts. With this personal issue reaches resolution, you may feel haunted by somebody. Or by something. And, Okay, I had to take a little pause so that I could process this. And I'm just going to put it out there. This had a profound effect on me personally. As many of you know, my niece was murdered last summer. She was 18 years old. They know who did it. They're just looking for him still. And America's Most Wanted has an episode coming out actually on the Scorpio full moon on Monday. So this obviously is forefront of my mind, the grief and the ghosts, because we're still sort of haunted by this, definitely, probably for the rest of our lives, with the family issue. So coming in, that's how I'm interpreting it for myself, but I'm also going to interpret it for the collective, for other things. And so, but before I even get started talking about grief and ghosts, which I think we know what this is something that happened in the past that we are dealing with a past grief. Is grief ever really past? Every time I grieve something, I feel like a lot of any unprocessed grief also likes to join the grief parade. It's like, here's this new fresh grief. And then all of these like past griefs that maybe I had processed, or I processed them to the extent that I could at the time, they all join in the parade. And it's just like some sort of, it reminds me of, I went to it was in New Orleans. It's like a jazz parade. I forget what they're called. Anyway, but just everybody kind of joins in, and then you get little like wagons of beer that they sell as you go down, march through the streets, like this. So that's a little bit, it's like all these other sort of griefs and grievers, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful actually, because the music, the band takes you through like really slow, low grief, and then raises you back up into like a celebration of life, and this person was alive, and then brings you back down. It's just these cycles of grief that this music takes you through, and then the physical journey through the streets seems very healing, and then all of the people joining, each one with their own grief, whether they knew this person or not, they are joining in. So we all have these griefs, and it's sort of like, for some reason, that's coming in. It's this train, or this parade. That's what's coming in. A parade of grieving, and one grief may bring up others and others and others, because we all have these and accumulate them and collect them, and they come up. They get triggered. But this grief. This grief. We have a ghost. We have a grief coming in. It is the past. It has moved in. So it is a memory of a grief. It is an old grief. It's one of the older ones. So it's maybe not the fresh one happening today, but it could be triggering, rising up these ghosts of past grief and past pain. And it's just the ghost. It's just so intense. It's wild, because we also have this personal resolution, and then here's where we go, freedom. And this coming out with these two cards, to me, this isn't just a random freedom. And this card told me that I had to pause to check in and see what is going on. But it'd be great if everybody watched that episode and we could catch the guy. But this freedom from an old grief. So it might not be the new one, but it might be triggering up a new grief, this ghost of a grief, and there's freedom from this. This personal issue reaches resolution. You are freed from something in the past. And maybe this is something you've been longing to do, is to release some past grief. This is saying you're going to get there. That it's lingering around. The person remains here. The person is here. It lingers. And like, if you have lost someone, I want to say that with these two cards coming out, if you've lost someone, you've missed someone, they are here, they're with you. And they are, I think, helping you find some sort of closure, some sort of resolution. So this issue, this thing is reaching, we're getting closer to, maybe even, to use the metaphor from my own life, like closing the case. We're getting closer to closing this case. And this is going to just release you from this past grief. And then I also wanted to say, and I totally forgot, I got my scrying ball out, and I was, as I was preparing for this reading, I saw a lot of things in shadows. In particular, there was someone who is backlit and emerging, actually, it's a lot like this backlit and emerging from this shadow, this rising up. I just feel in a way that this one at the center rises up out of this state of grief. I think this is the one that they are grieving, but there's this rising up out of a spiritual resurrection also is coming through here, because with this freedom card and the backlit. This was, except for it was a person in my scrying ball, but they were backlit like this, and they were, it was just, I kept being like, what is this stance? What are they doing? This is the stance, the soaring, the freedom, the release. So, yeah, it's beautiful. And it's with this issue reaches resolution. You are breaking free from some past grief. And keep going, keep holding that vision, keep moving forward with that. I think you are going to be able to break free from something or release something from the past. And feel, I think there's a sense of reaching for release and peace, and inner peace and inner freedom. And you're getting really close. You're keep going. You are releasing this. Do we ever get final release? I'm not 100% sure. Well, there's no guarantee that it's not going to show up in the next time you grieve. This grief will come up as well. But in the meantime, here is the release is possible. Freedom from this past sorrow, from this past loss is possible. That's what the cards are saying anyway. All right, breaking the deck, cutting the deck. Oh, there was also a face in shadow in the scrying ball too. And it had some sort of scar across its face, or it was like a little Phantom of the Opera sort of like covering on the face, or like a plastic covering on the face or something. I think, yeah, a little Phantom of the Opera-y coming in there. Maybe it was a skin condition. I'm not sure. Scarring. Anyway, something over the face there. All right. So what is this deck? This is the Guardian of the Night deck. From the bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups, new relationship. This could be about a new relationship. It's interesting. There's feathers all over this one. And is this a heron? So renewal. A newly filled cup. And we have the lotus blossom here in this cup. A new day, a new dawn. I also want to say with this freedom card, I'm going to jump back here for a second. This freedom card, here we have these ones that are staying behind. And then this is this one sort of released. And they have like an audience. Like, it's okay. There's a sense of like, it's okay to move forward. It's okay to move on, especially with this ghost. This one is flying over the graveyard. Here's the feather. They don't need this feather anymore. They're flying over the graveyard. This graveyard is full of shadows, is full of ghosts. They're flying over it. The ghosts, I feel, remain, or something remains, but there's a freedom from that. And I want to say like free to move on, free to say what you need to say, free from expectation. I think that can be part of grief too. Like, are we grieving properly? What's expected of us? How are we expected? And there's this freedom that comes, but I think that Psalm, like Psalm 23, like, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Something like that. Anyway, there's freedom at the end there. There might be a walk through some shadows, a walk through a graveyard, metaphorical or physical. I love a graveyard. So, and then at the end of that, some kind of release. It's like, it almost feels like a ritual right now, maybe a ritual walk, a labyrinth, a ritual walk of some kind. And at the end of it, there is this resolution or this freedom. You may be grieving for lost time, grieving for lost opportunities. The grief can be anything. It doesn't have to be as dramatic as, my example. You can do whatever you want now. After you've gone through something and you're released to deal with it, to interact with it, however you want. It's yours. It's yours to do with what you want. And this flower, there's just this peace. Anyway, and some rainbows. Love it. Anyway, okay, back to Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is actually reminding me of freedom. It almost feels like a different storyline. It's almost like, because this triggered this idea that this freedom was at the end. And so this is about this new beginning, this new maybe relationship, this new life, this new emotional power, this new emotional journey. It's new. Ace of Cups. We don't know where it's going, but it's got a lot of growth, a lot of potential for growth, a lot of happiness, a blossoming of a new life, a blossoming of a new thing. And that's underlying. So that's maybe something that's already underway, or maybe it's about that idea of renewal. Past, present, inner landscape. What's at issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Okay. Whew. Nine of Swords. Okay, we're going to jump between the tarot and the oracle decks, because Nine of Swords is giving hold your vision. Okay, yeah, maybe we're tired, we're exhausted, and this hike, I have never seen these two cards, Nine of Swords. Oh wait, Nine of Swords. I was thinking Nine of Swords, anxiety. A lot of anxiety going into something. Carrying the anxiety for somebody else. Allowing somebody else. But there is this hold your vision. And I really do feel like this polar bear is holding the vision, but it's scary and it's a little bit more than what they would like to be carrying. That they've seen too much. This Nine of Swords, anxiety, sleepless nights, fears, it's in the mind. And right, technically, the small one, the Ace of Cups here, this little itty bitty Ace of Cups, is so innocent that it's sleeping peacefully. It doesn't know all the things that there are to worry about, all of the issues, all of the problems, all of the things to worry about. But Mama Bear worries about all of this stuff, has a lot of anxiety, a lot of fears. So Baby Bear is not currently being chased. So there's this innocent sleep or this innocent, they don't know enough to be worried. Mama Bear is holding all the worry though. She sees all of these possibilities, all of these swords hanging over their head that could fall at any moment. Mama Bear is looking for the other shoe to drop. And in some ways, that is Mama Bear's job, is to be looking out for the dangers and the difficulties so that this one can sleep peacefully and just enjoy being a little cub. But this Mama Bear is out here watching all of the worrisome things and keeping an eye out for it. Now, we all know that, like, worrying never works, but planning ahead works. Figuring out what might happen might work. So, and I think worry is a little bit part of that equation, as far as like planning ahead, being able to protect your family, being able to protect people, you know, like understanding what dangers there are in the world, because we can't stay like this our whole lives. This is lovely, but unless we have a mama bear hovering over us all the time, taking care of all these swords, and planning for the swords and figuring out the swords. So there's some sort of like happy medium I think we can get to someday about like, yes, there are these swords. We have, you know, done what we can about them, and then we're gonna just let it go. But Mama Bear, you have been having some anxiety about, and Lord knows there are plenty of things to have anxiety about. The world is showing up here, so yeah, it's a wild world out here. So there's some past anxieties and fears. You've been very anxious about something, and maybe anxious about this new beginning, because oftentimes like a new love relationship or a new baby or something, there's so much anxiety about what's going to happen. How's this going to work? Is this person, like with a love relationship, you know, you have a lot of questions about the other person and what does it mean when they do that? Because you're just getting to know them. If it's a friendship, a love relationship, anything like that, it can be a little like worrisome about, you know, worrying about a new beginning. Also the mama bear, the parenting, like worrying about that and how that all is going to unfold, and if you're doing a good job, and if they have everything they need, and some mamas are like that. So anyway, about a new beginning, a lot of anxiety and fear going into it. Then we have 10 of Pentacles. What? We're right here. We went from 9 of Swords, a lot of anxiety, to this 10 of Pentacles completed. We just like jumped from Ace of Cups to 10 of Pentacles with just some anxiety in between. We've arrived. We're there. It's the final party. Look at these bees. Right? This has like hive and family vibes, which I was already getting off this Cancer card. This also beautifully depicts the circles of grief, the loss at the center, the two that are the most central to that loss, their community, and then further out the larger community. So everyone's looking in to help and taking their concerns to the larger circle. So, you're not like taking, it's like, you know, a wedding and the bride is like, but it's the opposite. It's a funeral. Here, the bride is here, and these are the attendants. And if a crisis happens, they go seek help from all of these others out here. And then they are just providing support towards the bride and groom here. It seems a little morbid about a wedding that's like actually a funeral. But that's the thing. Like your bridal party's there to support you and deal with problems and kind of keep them at bay. So we've got the circle of grief here. We have 10 of Pentacles complete. This can be actually a funeral. That was the first thing I thought of, is a funeral or a retirement party, not to equate the two, or a wedding. It's like, here we are, we've complete the work. The anxiety has already been done. We already did a bunch of stuff. We already worried about a bunch of stuff and planned a bunch of stuff. And now here we are at the party. Maybe you're just attending some sort of family gathering or something where when we get here, the work's been done and we're just here to enjoy. So that's what I feel like. Like these honeybees, they're all hard workers. They work together. They work in a team, but they're just out here right now enjoying the fruits of their labors. They've pollinated everything. So the work feels complete. I mean, it kind of looks like they're still working. So maybe this is an event like an auction or something, and you're still working at the event, but the event is happening. The event is occurring. It's really interesting how we go from Ace of Cups to 10 of Pentacles, boom, and then a bunch of worry in between. But we make it, we get to the place, we are celebrating the completion of something, And these honeybees, they do remind me of family. They remind me of close-knit community working together, and there's it's a we card. So the tens, this 10 especially, is we together enjoying the fruits of the labors. So a lot of anxiety though heading into it. But we get there, right? So like retirement's always a really great one because nobody dies. It's not a funeral, but in retirement, the work's been done, and now we're entering a phase of enjoying the fruits of our labors. So, yeah, so enjoying the fruits of the labors. Labor's been done. Anxiety's over. You've already anxietied this into fruition, I guess. I don't know. But the anxiety too can be about these ghosts. I'm seeing some parallels there, these things from the past and worrying about them. So fascinating. Internally, your inner landscape, your hopes, your fears, is the world. And we have the honeybee again. The world. And next to the 10 of Pentacles, this is an ending. So maybe you're worried about an ending, or you're hopeful for an ending, right? Hold your vision. You're looking forward to this ending, and maybe it comes in a little abruptly. The World card? It can be travel. It can be things so far out of your control, but that's not an inner landscape. Your inner landscape's had a lot of anxiety. The whole world, could you be carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, thinking that, you out of 7 billion, maybe 8 billion now people are responsible for much more than 1/8 billionth of the health and well-being of the earth. You are central. It's almost like you are placed, so there are all these bees around. So there's this queen bee energy centered. This is your inner landscape. The end of something, completing something. You'd like to complete something. Maybe you had an idea. You've been worried about getting it done. You get it done. You've wanted this completion. This seems like this is a very good card. So you want completion. Laurels. There's laurels. This reminds me of like movies that win awards and stuff like that. These laurels here. You want to complete something. You want it to be big. You want to see the queen bee. You want to be the queen bee. There's this moon from this Ace of Cups over here, and you're sitting on top of it. This is what you want, or what you're afraid of. We already have a lot of fears, and now here it comes, this completion. And next to the 10 of Pentacles, there is a completion. I'm just struggling to know if you want that completion or not. This World card, is this a hope or a fear? With the laurel there, it's a hope. With the grasshopper there, it seems like a leap of faith was involved at some point. Hoping for further completion. Like 10 of Pentacles that's the minor arcana. So that could be like you're completing some aspect of something, but you really like to see it fully to completion. Like maybe with 10 of Pentacles, you've completed your novel, but with the World card, you want to see it published and do well. And you want to see it out there. So with the 10 of Pentacles, this is the phase you're in right now, is completing that. And then the World card has you like wanting to be out, wanting further completion. Yeah, that's what it feels like. I was going to ask my little mini cards for a little note here, but I feel like we got it. 10 of Cups in reverse. So another completion. 10 of Pentacles, completing something. The World card wanting it to see a larger release or a larger completion. So yeah, 10 of Pentacles could be like the local release, or, the like if we're talking films with this Laurel here, it seems like the screening for friends and family that worked on the film. But your hope is that the whole world gets to experience this completion, so that there's more completion that encompasses much more. 10 of Cups in reverse. So this one is, we did not know, you're not happy about it. Like something's completed, but you're not happy about it. There might be a lack of cooperation. So like maybe everybody shows up to the screening except for some key people, and they're not feeling, yay, we did it. So that could be, right, that could be what the personal issue is about, and still needing completion. Like, okay, we had the gathering, but who's not here? Or we had there's something unhappy. Well, we get that too with this Nine of Swords. There's some unhappiness here. We haven't really, somebody's missing or something's missing. It's not the full completion. Yeah, it's the completion. Yeah, it's the wrap party or whatever, but there's somebody missing, or there's something missing, or there's like unhappiness at the wrap party. Somebody's unhappy or left out. Somebody could be feeling very left out. This is not, yay, we did it. This is, we did not do it, or there's no we in the completion. So something completed, but somebody wasn't part of it. Somebody wasn't there, or everybody was there, but everybody's very unhappy. Like you screen the movie, so yay, right? And you're hoping it'll see a wider audience, and then everybody's like, that was terrible, which is like every filmmaker's worst nightmare. So it's either, ooh, no, we didn't do it. So a collective disappointment, a collective frustration, or it's a solo, no, it's collective, or somebody's missing. So it's a collective disappointment. Everybody's disappointed. So something completed, but there's a lot of disappointment here. Not everybody, but there's some disappointment here. There's unhappiness. There's a collective unhappiness here. All right, and then in the environment, 4 of Cups. This armadillo is very guarded, jaded. Ooh, did not get disappointed. Yeah. Yeah, that's really fascinating. Like this disappointment, and sort of like, well, that wasn't as good as it was billed, or, you know, here are all these other things. I'm not sure. They are not sure they want to take up the opportunity. So maybe you present something, or you complete your novel, and this person does not want to publish it. They're like, we didn't enjoy it. And I mean, like, this is what the cards are saying. I'm not saying, and we're not going to take you up on this offer. So maybe perhaps your anxieties were well-founded. There's a general air of disappointment here. I want to say with a group, and somebody's very guarded. They've been burned in the past. So I'm not necessarily saying like this person or this situation is saying no per se, but they may have been burned in the past. There may have been disappointments in the past, and they may be very hesitant to take up a new thing. This could be the ghost of these disappointments coming in, the memory of this grief and this, yeah, because these cups have already been drank out of and we didn't like it. So why would we have a 4th? Why are we going back? And this is also the cycle breaking card too. And in the beginning, I came up, you know, there was that idea of like, maybe needing to quit drinking or something like that. So this is somebody quitting drinking. This would for sure represent that, someone not having another drink. Breaking a cycle. So someone else is breaking a cycle, breaking a pattern. I don't know if this is good or bad. Sometimes breaking these patterns are great. Sometimes they're not. But there's this general dissatisfaction with somebody or with something, a general dissatisfaction with something. And in your environment, someone's trying to figure out if they want to do something again. They may be not wanting to do, not even wanting to look at it. So yeah, maybe it's a publisher where they're like, well, we've already published a book like that and it didn't do well. So we're not sure we want to take yours, or whatever is going on there. But that's sort of the mentality of the environment of just, they're jaded. and they are maybe not wanting to. So if you're offering something, see, if you're offering this cup, this beautiful, lovely, amazing cup, this one's not jumping on the opportunity. They're being reticent, slow, contemplative. They'd like to think about it for a while. They're going to take their time. They could be rejecting it. That is on the table here on this table. Your to-do list is the Hermit. So this is like, just keep following your own vision, right? Hold your vision. Keep following your own vision. This person or this situation is they have their own past. They have their own history. They have their own reasons for deciding and not deciding what they want to do and where they want to go. And perhaps, like, I want to say perhaps they've reunited with people before and it hasn't gone well and they don't want to reunite again because it didn't go well. So you may be coming in with these hopes and fears for something, and this offering this like beautiful new thing to this person that you've just completed, and this exciting new, let's use the metaphor of a novel, this exciting new novel, it's just completed, you'd like to offer it. They're not taking you up on the offer at this point. But you're holding your vision, and that's what I see here with this Hermit card. Following your own vision, staying true to yourself, what you see, and isolating a little bit. Well, don't keep asking this person or don't keep asking this entity for what you need. Let them take their time. Let them think about it, whatever. Don't push. Don't push. In fact, completely recede. I wouldn't even say, I'm getting a close vibe of like rescind the offer. Okay, if you don't want it, that's fine. I will take my beautiful cup and offer it to somebody else. Or I'm just going to take it back. No, it's not offering it to someone else. This is, I'm going to take it back. Okay, you don't want that. That's okay. That's fine. We'll deal with it. You're unhappy. Lots of people are unhappy with the situation. I'm going to take it back and I'm going to sort of isolate. I'm going to reconnect with my own vision again. I'm going to reconnect with what I see, with what I want. I'm going to follow my own intuition, get in contact with my own vibe, maybe even stay home. Maybe this is even I'm just going to stay home then. If you're not sure about me or if you're not sure about this situation, then I will just recede. That's okay. You don't need to be sure, and you don't need to be sure right now. I'm not going to sit here, standing here offering you my cup for 12 years, waiting for a response. I'm just going to take it back and I'm going to deal with my own self. I'm going to recalibrate my vision. I'm going to hold my vision. Now that my seems, hold your vision, hold my vision. That's you, you're saying my vision. So you're going to hold that. You're going to recalibrate maybe or recede a little bit into the shadows so that you can better see your own vision, your own intuition, your own night, your own art, your own work. The spider to me is the artist of animals. It makes a web, it makes art, and then it waits for blessings. Let's call the little flies blessings to, its art catches blessings. And it doesn't predate the blessings. It is there. The job of the spider is to create art and remain sensitive to vibrations. And so that's your job here. Create your vision, create your world, create your vision, and remain sensitive to vibrations of opportunities that may come your way. But you're not continuing to offer a cup to someone who's not interested. And they have their own reasons. I see nothing negative about this except for this person's been through a few things and is tired and exhausted and maybe be having difficulty holding their vision for something. Like they wanted a drink, they had 3 drinks that sucked. They're not interested in a 4th drink. And so let's say it's like something really good and healthy for you. They're not interested in that 4th drink. So they may be having difficulty holding their vision or maintaining what they wanted or continuing to pursue what they wanted. They've gotten very discouraged. That's not you. Your job is to remain focused on your vision, your work, your intuition, and your vibe. Contract your like, I want to say the web, like your web, contract your, not contract your web, but remove yourself from interactions, like okay, let's imagine there's a big web and it's touching all these other spider webs. And so you're getting all these vibrations from other spiders. And I almost see you like cut out your web and move it someplace else so it's just your vibration. So it's just you. And you're not connecting. And this is a time period. This isn't like the rest of your life. Remove yourself from all of humanity and go sit up on a hill. This is like, although I do see you sitting up here as the sage at the top here, the hermit. And oh, wait, the sage came out last week too. You are the sage. This is you, again, being the sage, keeping to yourself, keeping your own counsel. You don't want me? You don't want what I have to offer? That's okay. That's okay. I'm just going to take the offer off the table and go hang out. It's not off the table forever. I'm just not standing out here begging someone to take my cup, you know? So we have 3 of Pentacles, working with other people. This is my get expert help here. Working together to get the big game, get what you want, working with other people. So yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. The hermit is doing the hermiting to recalibrate their vision, but you are going to be working with other people. So this is just a time period to maybe even purify your vision, maybe make sure that it's your vision that you're holding, that you are clear on who you are, what you want. So let's say you need to collaborate with some people, which you will be doing some collaboration. This is to saying to center yourself first. And so if you're bringing something into a collaboration, all these others are going to need to have a say and need to communicate and need to connect on what the vision is. I see you needing to hold part of your vision and not let it be too swayed. I see equals here working together. And so this could be a sense of you needing to just, I think I beat that dead horse. So here you are, you're working on, you're headed out for big game. It's a big game, but you need to maybe enlist the help of others. So this could be like working together with others. This could be also hiring other people, hiring expertise, hiring, maybe you hire someone to help you find a publisher for your book. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's someone else. You're going to be working with other people. So you may be finding a group that you work with, maybe a support group of some kind. You could be hiring someone to, you know, let's say, I know writers often like they'll write something and then they'll hire someone to edit it. So you may be hiring someone to edit it, but you need to be very in touch with your vision because they're going to get their little fingers in there and you need to know what's changeable and what's not changeable, or what's still your vision. So this hold your vision now seems really interesting. It's like, yeah, keep going, keep working on it, but make sure it's your vision and that, yeah, you're going to work with other people, but you also need to be very clear on what you want and what you want out of the situation. So yeah, it seems like you might be working with a bunch of other people. This can be enlisting an experts anywhere from lawyers, therapists, editors, whatever, like working with another group of people to achieve something. And this is big game. This is not a small little endeavor. This is a big endeavor and it is bigger than you. So you're going to need some help and you're going to need people with different expertise. You're going to need people with different perspectives on the problem. Our perspective, yeah, we're seeing it very clearly. We're seeing something very clearly, but other people are also seeing clearly. They're seeing from a different angle clearly. They're seeing from a different angle very clearly. So you want other people that also have clear vision. That's the other thing, a clear vision. You want people that also have clear vision and you want to work with them and bring your vision in with the clear vision of other people. So being willing and able to work with other people while also holding your own vision. That's what that looks like. And then one last card to close it up. Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. Share size. This is a share size, big game. Big game. share size. The abundant universe will provide. And yeah, I feel like the world card here is coming in there, and maybe you don't know where these experts are going to come from. Maybe you've experienced some rejection in the past, or someone that didn't want to work with you, wasn't excited about working with you, was suspicious of you perhaps. But so maybe you're wondering like, well, where are these experts going to come from? And where is the money to pay for these experts? Or where is this going to come from? And this is saying the abundant universe will provide. And this is going to be a wonderful, amazing mantra for you this week. The abundant universe will provide. So there we go. That's the end of this reading. And thank you so much for being here and being part of this, and making your energy available for the reading. I appreciate all of that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.